What I recommend to businessmen that travel a lot and their diet breaks down, this is what you do, okay? So the first thing I do with high-end clients is I have their EA or the PA ring the hotel they're going to, the city, whatever it is, and see what's around. Or go on Google around the hotel, see what's around. The other big thing is, like, I've never known any restaurant that doesn't have a steak or a salad on the menu. So that part's easy. Now let's take more the traveling aspect of it, all right? So let's go through the different forms of travel. Let's say car, you're going from, whatever, London to Manchester, takes 3 hours in the car. You eat before, you eat healthy, you can control that. If you really have to eat on the way, you can control snacks. Most service stations have M&S's. Just need to know what to eat in M&S. There's loads of things from cooked meats, nuts. You don't even have to be super healthy. You build that into the overall diet of a sandwich on the go because that's what you want. Then the bookend of your days are better, okay? So that's car to me is short term easy, okay? Let's say traveling office to office, okay? So you're going from, Notting Hill to East London, throughout the day, you're in a rush. All you do is take the bookend, where you start your journey, where you end, what you can get, and you just build, you do the same routes every day. So there's a Pret there, there's an M&S, there's a test, whatever these are, it takes a little bit of work. You can get your PA to do it. You can go on ChatGPT, say, what's the healthiest snacks at Tesco, M&S, what's high protein snacks here, there, and you build it that way. All right, let's go a bit more complex. So what happens if you're air travel? Okay, let's take air travel in Europe, okay? So again, can we eat before we leave? Okay, sometimes no, sometimes yes. So say you're rushing out a meeting, you've got to jump straight in the Uber to the airport, fine, okay? Let's presume you're not traveling business class because if you are, it becomes a little bit easier. There's more lounge options, there's more protein-based stuff. And actually saying that, it's still harder to get. But at the airport, there's always restaurants and there's always, salads, steaks, healthier options. The good thing about airports is generally they have the same providers, same with train stations. They have the same providers, like, you have your Giraffes, your Wetherspoons, your Wagamama's. And your train stations are like the Wenzels, like this Leon's, because they're the operators get into that market. They like it. They know it works for both businesses. So all you have to do is research. If you're always leaving from whatever it is, Paddington, King's Cross, there's an M&S, there's a Pret, there's a whatever, that Jim Carn, whatever's at that station, and you research, then you do it, okay? People are like, oh, I didn't eat well when I traveled again. I was like, this is the 4th time you've traveled this month. Surely when you pass through the same hubs, you took a note of what was possible, so it's a little bit of effort. Then reassessing, right, I'm gonna learn from next time. So let's say you found yourself a decent meal, you've had a steak, chicken at the airport. On the plane, let's say Europe, you don't even have to eat. If you really want to, you can take snacks, protein bars, nuts, jerkies, whatever it is. When you're there, again, I've never known a restaurant doesn't have kind of steak, salad, healthy options. Again, it's controlling emotions into making the right decisions and pre-planning, saying, when I get there, I'm just going to go to the hotel bar, have this, have that. I planned route, not like, oh, I'm at the same hotel for the 4th time this week and I didn't know what was on the menu. Again, if we control emotions around that decision making, becomes way easier. So what I always also say to people is, if you don't want to, first of all, you can't do any of that for whatever reason, it's impossible, because every steak, every salad sold out. Well, it doesn't happen, but let's presume it doesn't. So also build that flexibility into your diet, right? One bad day isn't going to destroy a bad week, right? 3 bad days in a week will, but it doesn't have to be so perfect every single day. Look at the long-term perspective of, if 1 day out of 7's bad, and you shouldn't be bad because you don't have to just, if you get a flat tire, you don't destroy the wheel in the car, right? You just replace it and get on. So if that day is not great, so what? You were traveling, you can kind of forgive it. You can kind of just say, I'll be better. So that's what I generally recommend. You either build it into schedule or just don't be lazy, and just, you know, you can get EAs to do work, you can do work yourself, you know, you just, when you commit to making that decision, it becomes so much easier. So let's say train station, again, what I mentioned before, train, like the same providers are in the same places, so it becomes easy. It becomes just, it's just getting out of your own head and planning and having a plan, and just not falling for kind of the, oh, I just didn't know what to do. You know, there's also, I teach loads of different options, like, you know, there's the Huel pots you just fill up with instant water. There's the loads of instant meals, there's dry meals, there's Huel meal replacements available pretty much every Tesco, Sainsbury's. There's loads of options. And when, you know, if you go through kind of my trainings, when you actually world slightly opened up to this, you're like, actually this is easy. It's just kind of getting out my own way and getting out my own head. So that's how I do it. So if you want more tips around health and fitness, follow my page, subscribe. And I'm Bradley Hill, founder of Upgraded Health System and Simple Health Kitchen, and I hope to be able to help you on your journey.